we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. Oh wait. Oh wait. God damn. I just lost my Russian accent. Wait, I'm gonna put my Russian accent back. Okay. Today, we're gonna talk about the war against Havoc Ascendancy. Also, to those that have any questions, feel free to post on General Lounge. Now, we're gonna talk about the war against Havoc Ascendancy. It will be 1 p.m. is Eastern Standard Time on Facility Disciplina. And we have our co-host in our
Oh
podcast, Mother
shit!
Claire. Please welcome Mother Claire.
I'm fucking driving, bruh. I'm on the road.
My co-host is driving. What up?
Hi. Yeah.
Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue. I'm now gonna go back to my Russian accent just to imitate Sijik, cause we are gonna diss Sijik. Okay, Sijik is the leader of Havoc Ascendancy. We're warring Havoc Ascendancy this Saturday. It will be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is our rally, and we will totally. Oh wait, I'm gonna do a Donald Trump. Our war will be on Saturday. It will be against Havoc Ascendancy. The leader of Havoc Ascendancy is a big gay noob, CJ. Hope everyone knows
God.
that he's a noob. He's a very, very noob. And SCR is gonna win because SCR is number one. And we're gonna build a great, great wall over Havoc Ascendancy's fort. He's gonna lose. Also, to the newcomers, welcome to my podcast. We're gonna be talking about the medals, prizes that you'll get, and the war generally. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to tell me on General Lounge. I'm gonna try to answer your questions regards to this podcast. Okay.
Can I say something real quick? Can I say
Okay,
something?
my co-host is gonna say something. Listen to her. Okay.
Alright, so I'm a mod for the collective, and deadass, he was begging TD to help him out for revenge or whatever because he was in the leader chat. He deadass is like, oh, if you hate SCR, you should help me out to beat their asses. And I was like, ah, yes.
You heard it first, people.
That's why
They
I
are
came back.
beggars.
Because I got the
They
max.
they are beggars.
They are
Any
beggars.
more insight news that you can tell us?
Well, the test came back. Exegic's autistic.
Oh my god. You heard it first from Mother Claire, people. Cjic is autistic. Cjic is autistic. I repeat, Cjic is autistic. Our hashtag for the day is hashtag Cjic is autistic.
What did I
Please,
just go into?
hey, Taz. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Killer Cjic, with a Donald Trump accent, and my co-host is Mother Claire.
Driving all the while podcasting. This is fucking
So,
multitasking.
Mother Claire,
Shit. Yeah.
any more inside news into the war?
Not really. He's real scared, I bet. Because he's begging people.
Oh, that's great. Any one of you have any inside news on what
I have.
Havoc Ascendancy? Okay, Taz, feel free to speak. It's your time to shine, baby.
Zejic is completely autistic, so he's gonna get flawless this war.
My boy.
You heard that, people? You heard that, people? It came from Taz. It came from Taz. Taz, have you ever sword fight any Havoc Ascendancy disciples?
Yes, they're really bad.
They are really bad. Did you hear that? Really bad.
Is this
Yes.
real news? Is this
How
real
about
news?
How about they're autistic? I'll wait. Never mind. How about their activity is what I meant.
I don't actually know.
Well, please welcome 50 inch into the chat room one. I am glad to have 50 inch. I knew he was a retired Havoc Ascendancy High Command. Am I right? Am I right or am I wrong? Please do correct me. Okay, so Taz, where'd you go? Taz, I'm good. I was asking you something. Come back. While we wait for Taz to come back, we're gonna talk about the medals. So the medals you can get from this war is Medal of Skill, Medal of Activity, Medal of Discipline, Medal of Communication, and Medal of Leadership. Medal of Skill. Okay, this isn't fake news. You get Medal of Skill by displaying high pure skills in every raid that SCR do in the war. Activity is by being there for almost a good amount of raids that SCR do or defenses in during the war. Medal of Discipline, the the ability to follow the war leader's command and the ability to help out and to be able to contribute and be overall as a great member in the war. Medal of Communication is basically being a good and cooperative teammate to SCR during the war by doing simple callouts or the basic stuff of a basic teamwork. That's what you gotta display. And leadership, this is one of the most important. Not only the war leaders are the ones allowed to get this. You, yes, you as a SCR member, even if you are not leading, just if you are displaying leadership, that's enough to get you a medal of leadership. Yeah, I am Donald Trump, and I can tell you that you can get leadership by believing you are the best and you commanding everyone and everything around you. That's what you gotta do. That's tips coming from Donald J. Trump. Listen to me. I am a very rich businessman, and you know, we're gonna win this war. Oh, now to prizes. As Incending said, you gotta recruit a lot of people. Once you do, we will be giving 1k Robux at the end of the week. If you manage to recruit a lot of people, you'll get 1k Robux at the end of the week. You heard that, people? 1k Robux. Who doesn't love Robux? Robux is the best. I gotta tell you that. But at the moment, the one leading in the recruitment is in sending with 42 people. So if any of you has recruited any people to join SCR, please do DM in sending because as he said on the announcement, for every recruit you do, you are gonna DM me about the people who you recruit. So basically, you guys, I encourage all of you to recruit as many as you can get, and heck yeah, you just might be lucky and and get that Robux. You know what I'm saying? Because you know we're gonna win this war. That's all I gotta say. We're gonna win this war. SCR is number one. You heard it here first from Donald Trump. SCR is number one. HAU statistic, and we are gonna win this war. I want you all to come to the rally, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Facility Disciplina. We're gonna win it.
And
Okay?
read the
I
document.
want.
Read the document. You have to know the fort. Know the fort before coming.
You heard it from Mother Clare. Study the fort. I encourage you all to study the fort in order to have a great knowledge about what you're getting into because we are gonna win this war. And by winning this war, I want you all to be physically prepared, mentally prepared, and be the very best you can ever be. I want you all to give your very best into this war. Again, please read the document about our fort and HA's fort. So, now moving on, we're now gonna move on to the war terms. I know a lot of you have already read the war terms. SCR versus HA in sending announce it on announcement. I gotta tell you, in sending is a great guy. I've actually met his family before. He's a great guy, and he will even help me fund the wall that is gonna be built against Havoc Ascendancy. That I can tell you. Now, let me read the war terms, okay? Let me read the war terms. SCR versus HA war terms. As of June 8, 2018, the Sky Clan of Roblox declares hostilities against Havoc Ascendancies. You know what I mean by hostilities, right? We are going to freaking war against Havoc Ascendancy. That means we are mad at them. Hostility equals enemies. You know what I'm saying? We are mad at them, and we should at least unleash our anger at them. Once we unleash the anger at them, we'll be more powerful. That I can tell you. Now, moving on. The terms of war are as follow. SkyClan of Roblox will be using floating ISOs. So the main location for this war is the floating isles. It will be our fort. Basically, we have home court advantage. If we lose, then you boys, all of you, are gonna be very we are all going to be very disappointed to all of you because it's our home turf. How the hell do we lose in our home turf? Okay? We are going to win this war, and I want you all to study our fort, their fort, and get some insights because it will be very highly encouraged throughout this war. Great intelligence in our fort and their fort is highly essential into you being a great member in this war and might even help you get a bigger chance in getting those medals. Now, moving on, Havoc Ascendancy will be using the docking station. Basically, this war will be 10v13. All base updates must be approved by the opposing side's leadership. Developers. Basically, the developers of the both clans, everything here isn't that kind of official yet because we will see throughout this war a bit of changes from time and time, but we assure you that this will be very smooth and nothing wrong would happen. Moving on, both clans should have a raid code that includes a unique code, time, and date that will be announced soon. I know it will be announced soon by Insending. Now, let's move on. 15 raid wins to claim victory. You heard that, people? 15 raid wins. We got to at least get 15 raid wins. That's how we are gonna win this war. We need
Easy.
15 raid
Easy.
wins. You guys, with teamwork, we can accomplish everything. You know, teamwork makes the dream work. So if we all just focus our energy, cooperate with one another, display all the characteristics displayed to get each medals, we will have a very smooth and very powerful war. You know what I'm saying? So we need 15 raid wins to claim victory. Two servers, 35 throughout this war, 35 capacity for each server. There will be two, so it will be a two server raid. So I highly encourage you all to generally just support SCR Come on, support SCR. We need the greatest activity from all of you. If we get the activity from all of you, the people, we will be very happy and we're gonna have a party. Everyone's gonna have the time of their life, and we are gonna win yet another war against Team Domino. You know what I'm saying? Two server raid. We require high attendance from all of you. We expect great attendance. Those who are active and can dedicate their time to this war. We do not it is very appreciated if you guys can attend every raid for this war, but having you in some of them are already enough. So if we will appreciate greatly if you can just come and uh give a little bit of your time to SCR. That's all we ask for. And we will be very proud of all of you because this war, this is your time to shine, all of you. You know why? Because you're gonna receive lots of credits, that I can tell you. Especially if you do so good. I can't tell you. A lot of success stories have been made through SCR's war history. A lot of people risen and a lot of people had some success stories and now they are the fire, they are lit. You know what I'm saying? And now moving on, no server hopping. I repeat, no server hopping. None of you should server hop or that will get us SCR in very big trouble in this war. So I suggest no one server hops. I repeat, no one server hops. Please listen, for this will help us in this war. Because if you see someone server hopping, report them instantly. That can help us get a free win. That I can tell you. Donald Trump loves them
What
free
server hopping
wins.
is? I don't think they all know what server hopping is.
So server hopping is basically so this war is a two server raid war. Basically, if you join the first server, for example, Matt and Need Skills join the same server, and if Matt decides to leave the server and rejoin again, he will be chosen to join a random server. So I suggest you click on the servers, scroll down, and just rejoin your original server. Your original server. Dark, that is funny. I can tell you, that is funny. Moving on. So, if you, in any circumstances, gets disconnected or something from your original server, don't just click play and randomly join. You should click server, refresh, then click on your original raid server. If you can't remember what it is, just try to remember a person's character and it will basically show the person's character on the server list, and if you remember him or her, just rejoin the server where he or her is warring. Both groups can only raid and defend between the hours of 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 8:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. So the schedule for the war is 4:30 to 8:30 Monday to Friday. So hopefully some of you can already write down that in your calendars, mark it down because we are gonna win this war. SCR is number one, 4:30 to 8:30. All of you, please remember that, and it's okay if you can't attend everything, but we suggest you do so. But if you can attend just a little bit, like two or three, one or two, it will already be enough, and we will be very proud of you. Moving on. On Saturday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern to 9:30 p.m. Eastern. On Sunday, 1:30 to 7:30. Remember, Saturday, 1:30 to 9:30. And on Sunday, 1:30 on 7:30. Don't forget, this is this will all be on Eastern Standard Time. I repeat, Eastern Standard Time. So those of you who aren't in Eastern Standard Time, please look it up on Google, your current time zone, and convert it to Eastern Standard Time so you know what's the equivalent time for the raids. And now we're going to talk about the breaks. So we will have a break between 4:30 and 5:30 Eastern on Saturday and Sunday. It will only be on Saturday and Sunday. There won't be, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there is breaks during Monday to Friday because I don't know. It's what the document says, SCR versus HA war terms. It's what the document says. I am not fake news and I'm delivering honest news. That I can tell you. A Discord server will be created for the sole purpose of war negotiations. I know some of you already know what the server is. Upon achieving a victory, the victory the victory message win code must remain visible so the HRs can get the screenshot. So, all the HRs who are in this podcast, I think there is one listening right now, don't forget to screenshot. And also, if you aren't an HR in SCR, you guys, I still encourage you to take screenshots of this war. It will be very beneficial just in case an HR forgets to screenshot the war. I just suggest some of you to screenshot it so we have backup. Remember, backup is key. We can never be what's the word for that? We can never be too confident. That's what I meant. We can never be too confident about the war. Remember, we should always think thoroughly, analyze the documents, the forts, and remember to always have a backup for the screenshots. I repeat, please do screenshot if we get wins because it will be very helpful not only to our clan but it will be helpful to the HR department as well. Now, admin abuse is prohibited and can potentially result in an auto win. So all of you, I know lots of you have encountered lots of exploiters in defenses and raids. So I suggest you all to be very cautious to your surroundings and report instantly if you see someone exploiting. It's very highly suggested. You can even help us win if there if it is proven that there's a hacker in HA. It can result to us getting another win. So I want you guys to always be very cautious and very attentive and alert to everything that is happening throughout the war. And one more thing. Exploiting is never allowed in SCR. So those of you who are exploiters, never ever exploit in this war. It will ruin our war reputation and it will result to us getting an auto lose. Okay? Now let's go. To each clan is to implement a script to kick. I don't know if this is very important. This is only important to the developers. So I know speaking from Mother Claire's experience, she as a developer, before we continue, I'm gonna ask Mother Claire,
Mhm.
Mother Claire,
Yes.
did you have any experience before on a develop as a developer for war that you caught someone exploiting and how did you handle it? Everyone listen.
I think one of the most famous would be the Brick Blockers War, if anyone was there for that last summer, where they were buffed, and you could tell they were buffed because there would be direct hits on their, their sidearm, and they should have died, and they didn't. And it turned out they had a buff for 400 HP if they pressed a button. So if you see anything suspicious, if you think somebody is lag switching, anything like that, do not be afraid to DM an HR or tell somebody about it. But I do say, do not be toxic in chat.
You heard it. Never be toxic in the chat, and always remember that us HRs are free to DM. Don't be scared. We HRs are we entertain everyone who DMs us, and we respond as soon as possible. So don't worry about the response time of us HRs. We will always respond to your guys' DMs. So the usage of allies outside the regulations is strictly prohibited. Both sides are to abide by the roadblocks terms of service. I know a lot of you already knows the Roblox terms of service. If you aren't, just go to Roblox options, then just go click help, and once you click it, it will pop out. Don't worry. Counting a victory obtained before the official start of the war that is agreed upon by both sides is strictly prohibited. So basically, if someone exploits and the raid on the war doesn't start yet, it won't count. It won't count. So I suggest if you see an exploiter, just report it once the raid begins. Never report an exploiter before the raid. Report it once the raid begins, so it would count. Now moving on the raid time, it will be each maximum time is 60 minutes. If the raiding team owns the terminal when the time limit is reached, the raid will continue in overtime until the raiding team either wins or the terminal is fully reset by the defending team. So you really need to control the term. I suggest you all to always follow the war leader's orders during the raids, and always be there at the gate. This is I'm gonna list all the most important locations in the raids. Important locations: gate, terminal, and the path that intersects through the gate. I know there will be people assigned to spawn trap. So if you are assigned, I suggest you do your best and display exemplary skills in spawn trapping. Because if you sword fight every day on Roblox, I gotta tell you, you better use it at the right moment. Because if you sword fight on Roblox every day and you can't even apply your sword fighting skills on the war, then I'm ashamed of you. I'm ashamed of you. Gle- Glitching will not be permitted. I know lots of you are glitchers. Lots of you are glitchers. Don't glitch. Never glitch. Never ever glitch. Because if you glitch, then we're gonna fuck up. We're gonna fuck up. SCR will get fucked up by HA. Okay? Okay?
Don't do it.
So
Do it. Shrugs are
so
bad.
so those in SCR, even if you're not an exploiter, never glitch, okay? Now, spamming. Here we go. A lot of you are spammers here. Do not spam during the war. I
Don't be
repeat,
toxic.
do not spam, do not flame, do not be toxic. Now, on to Mother Claire again for her experiences. Mother Claire, Have you ever been a part of a war that the other clan got an auto win due to excessive amount of spamming and flaming?
Back in Tempest Prestige, when they were terrible at justice and everything else, there would be always 6 or 7 people who would stand at spawn after respawning just to type out their toxicity and just spam it in chat. And they would not be fighting. Focus on beating them, do not focus on pissing them off.
And what happened when flaming started happening between the two clans?
It was only us. They wouldn't even respond. What we need to focus on is not responding, staying focused, and don't even get them that auto win on toxicity. Just stay focused.
You heard that, people. It's better to stay focused and just listen rather than getting your voices out and just conversing overall with the other clan. It's not suggested for you to do. Just focus. It's better if you don't even speak at or converse at the war. I can tell you that. Unless you see people being disrespectful or exploiting or glitching. You can account them for glitching, exploiting, DDoSing, or and excessive amount of spamming, toxicity, and disrespect. Okay, now moving on. No free ranking people in the war. If you see someone free ranking people just for them to join their clan in the war, I highly suggest you go and report immediately to the high ranks of the clan that is against the clan that is free ranking. I suggest you do that. Okay, moving on. Oh, what's free ranking? Free ranking is basically, for example, if you have a low rank that is very knowledgeable in doing raids, defenses, and you see the clan ranking them to a HR just for them to host a raid or defense for the war in order for them to have higher chances of winning, then that is against the war terms. If
What
you
are we?
see them do that, you are to immediately report to the higher rankings of the clans that is opposing the clan that is breaking the war term. Okay, violations for this war. These are the possible violations for the broken rules. I'm gonna list them out. Withhold base. Should one faction violate a war term labeled with this tag, they may inactivate their fort until the problem is solved. So the fort will immediately go to inactivity. Next is invalidate. Should one faction violate a war term labeled with this tag, the server will be invalidated and will not count towards the official war score. Basically, if an ongoing raid is happening, it can be postponed and the server can get shut down and it won't count towards the war score. Default victory, as I said, exploiters, glitchers, and excessive amount of toxicity, this can result to a default victory to the clan they're doing this against. Now, infraction. Should one faction violate a war term labeled with this tag, the opposing faction must remove the preparator from the server. Basically, if you want to keep this raid going, you have a choice to remove the rule breaker out of the raid. You can remove them. I don't know how you do it, you just remove them. But if you can't, then it's your loss. Your clan loses if you can't do that. War halted. Should one faction fail to meet a mandatory war requirement, the war will ultimately be put on hold until further notice. So, if one clan or both clans fails to meet the war terms, it can be postponed and just be rescheduled to a different date. Justification serves as a notice warning that clarifies an important aspect or potential point of confusion. So when a confusion happens, like SCR based changes and HA based changes were discussed on the server, all script cells, hide logs, group only will be provided. Obvious alts may be removed. Alts are not allowed. I repeat, none of you should ever get your alts to join this war. It will hurt us SCR. Never, never, ever get your alts to join. You're just gonna make us look even more bad. No loopholes. No loopholes. I repeat, if you see someone that has loopholes, go report them immediately. The war will officially begin on June 16, 2018, Saturday, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's all get this war started, baby. We're gonna win it for SCR. SCR number one, all aboard the hype train. If you cannot join the hype train, sorry, not sorry, you are gonna get run over. You are
Hail
gonna
Hydra.
get run over. So, we're done with the war terms. If any of you
War?
has I was discussing the war terms, Jason. and refer to me as Sir President Donald Trump. Refer to me as President Donald Trump, Mr.
Yeah,
President, or
exactly.
Sir Trump. Okay,
Trump.
moving on. Mother Claire, our co-host, do you have anything to say to our fellow Skylantians?
Not really. Just follow the war terms. And if you guys don't, I'm gonna kick your ass.
You heard it?
Yeah.
You're gonna get your ass kicked by Mother Claire. You don't want that to happen.
No,
I
you
got
don't.
my I got my ass kicked before by Melania, and I can tell you, whew, that hurts very bad. It hurts very bad. That's why Melania doesn't love me anymore. But I have a talk with Kim Jong Un, and he gave me smart tips on war. So let's get to the war tips. So you all, I suggest you use your floats to your advantages. Always jump when you're engaging in a sword fight. Never stand still. And to those basic sword fighters, go and aim for the part that doesn't hold any sword. But for those advanced sword fighters, you already know the tactics on what you are gonna do to the opposing opponent and the animation. When we are going to talk about the animation, it's either NA or OA. So I think it is NA. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's NA. I'm gonna wait.
It's NA.
It's NA.
It's
Thank
NA.
you. Thank you for validating Roguelex. It's very appreciated. It's NA, people. New animation. So I suggest all of you start practicing with NA. Practices makes your skills
We all do NA.
better.
We need
Always,
practice in OA.
yes, right.
HA is a meme.
Thank you.
So let's move on. Uh, does any of you have any words to say? Feel free, now is the time to do so. If you have anything to say, feel free, now's your time to shine. Okay, go.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah.
R- Roguelex, nothing.
They have two bases. Which one are we rating?
We're
We
doing the dock.
All right.
yes, we're
The
doing
bad
the
one,
dock.
basically.
Hmm.
The basis that we are gonna use for SCR floating ISOs and for ACE the dock. This will be a 2 server raid, as I said earlier. Okay. Now, has any of you actually started recruiting? Because you really have a high chance in getting this Robux, as I said earlier.
I mean, like I can start. if I have to.
I just came back for the war, so I mean, I recruited myself. Does that count?
It's pretty easy to recruit if you go to sword fighting tournament.
Insanding is leading the recruit. He has currently 42 recruits. So he said whoever gets the second highest recruits that is close to him will get the 1k Robux. So I suggest if you have lots of friends, acquaintances, whatsoever to in this clan world or general Roblox, I suggest you recruit them as early as possible. The prizes will be given tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern, on the training rally for what I meant is for the rally, on the rally. Let's go for the rally. We're gonna win. SCR is number one, and hopefully everyone can join this war. We got it. So, now to a different discussion. Has any one of you have any insights on HA or any news that you want to update SCR with? Feel free to do so. None, no one knows anything about HA that might help us.
Siege is autistic.
Their leader sucks.
Cedric
Okay.
is mentally unstable.
Yes, that.
If you
Same
make
thing
him
with
angry, he'll
Bryson.
start spamming.
Or HCOM is trash. He's
That's true. Their HCOM
HA is
bad.
laughable.
We have the
So
best.
attack Sijic.
No, not in chat. Don't be toxic.
No, not in chat. In the DMs.
Oh, yeah.
In the
in the
DMs.
DMs.
But
Oh
tell them
no.
you're not an SCR.
DM Cjic right now. Our hashtag for today is Cjic is autistic.
What if
Cjic
he backs out of war for us being
Is it seriously called Cedric?
Yes.
It was
Cedric?
Edgic.
I thought it was Cedric.
Cjic. I've actually
Cedric? I
heard.
call it
I've
Cedric.
actually heard
Hell.
the guy's name before. The name's what I was saying. I meant is I actually heard the guy's voice before. He's a British punk.
Yeah, no,
I
I've
mean,
seen
I'm
no,
just
the
gonna
it's
call him
picture.
John because I can't really pronounce that.
He's a British punk. That I
His
can tell
nickname
you.
is now John.
But Ascending is also British on the DL.
But I love Insending.
Wait a minute.
Same.
Insending is noob. Insending is life. Hashtag meme of the week. Wick. Wick. That is how we pronounce it, people.
Name of
Wick.
the month.
Wick. We pronounce it as wick, not weak.
Weak.
Wick.
Weak.
Wick.
Wick.
No,
Wick.
WEAK. Weak.
We're
Not
gonna
weak.
win this war very huge. And I got huge hands.
You got
Roblox
baby.
is better than Edgic 2018.
Who wants to grab Cjic by his autism brain?
Please.
Who wants to grab Cjic on his autistic brain?
On his autistic brain.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Wait. Who's an immortal here? Who's an immortal here?
Me, I'm
Please.
administration.
Okay.
More what?
Close.
Immortals. Immortals division in SCR.
I think
Who's
it's like
immortal?
only me in this voice chat. I don't know.
Okay, Roguelex, do you have any insights on what Immortals will do in the war? Can you please tell us?
He's not even in it.
Well, I'm assuming they're the Roblox equivalent of the Navy SEAls.
Oh
So we're
God!
basically going
Yeah,
to
the
fly them
Navy
in
SEAls.
behind enemy lines and kill Edgic.
They're going
Wrong.
rapping.
Wrong.
And destroy
Wrong.
their
That's
leadership.
fake news. That's fake news. Oh wait, we actually got an Immortals administration, Jason. Since you are in the administration of Immortals,
Are the para-rescue
can we ask you?
SCR.
Can we ask you any insights on Immortals?
Wait, I
What's
have
your
a
plan in
question.
the war? What's your plan in the war, Jason?
I have a question, a very good question.
Yes.
Okay.
If we're the Sky Clan of Roblox, does that make us the Air Force? Or does that make us like a
No.
normal military?
That
We're
means if we get
nothing.
too far, like let's say if we go into space, we've
That's
reached
the
our
air.
limit and we start seizuring. So we can't go into space.
So we are the Air Force.
Yeah.
No,
That's
we're
that's
air
weird.
itself.
No planes. We're the Air Force. We're the Skylanders.
Yeah. Skylantians
Oh god.
and all of that.
Pararescue men.
No, please.
Nah. Skylantians. I remember when I first heard that word, I just wanted to take a hammer to my face.
Okay, I don't care about you,
Yeah, I
but
could see
Skylanders,
that.
when it first came out, was the bomb. Okay, that was like the
We
first
sound like a
You gotta-
superhero team.
you are a
Skylandians.
superhero team. What's your point?
Skylantians.
We sound like wannabe Poseidons or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Atlanteans.
Silence.
Wrong with term.
Can we be
Word.
the Avengers?
Yes,
No.
we can.
Is
Look
We
at
did
its
that for
sending's
a week.
profile pic. Look at its sending's profile pic. And a lot of ministers and officer still has the Avengers profile pic. Like what the
We did that
actual
for a
hell?
week.
I know, right? I'm the
So we-
only one who didn't do
I think
do
I
it.
was
do it.
I never did it.
Spider-Man for no reason.
So anyways, before we conclude the podcast, anyone
You're all
wanna
banned.
anyone wanna share something with us? Wanna do shout outs or something? Anyone wanna give shout outs? Anyone wanna
Shout out
sing?
I'd like
Anyone
to shout out my mom, my dad, in sending. I don't know.
Down.
Shout
Nah.
out
Okay,
SpongeBob.
okay.
Air, my
No.
mom,
We gotta thank Harbinger for making the new fort.
Swolbinger.
Yes. Everyone, can you please tag Harbinger right now and thank him for making the fort,
Thank him for making
please,
it's a
on
good-
General Lounge.
Yes.
Go.
Yes.
Go. Thank him, guys. Thank him. Thank you. So, we're about to conclude this amazing podcast. The very first podcast in SCR history, and I can tell you, our attendance was very huge. It was very huge.
Okay.
You gotta grab
Okay,
them by
so
Show your enthusiasm here. Damn.
so before anyone leaves, let me just clarify again. If you have anything to say, oh God damn, not yet, okay. If you have anything to say, any news you want to give, want to sing, want to rap something, feel free. Don't be shy. We're a family. We are the Skylandian
These
family.
arms are
We're
heavy.
gonna make SCR great again. Okay.
Is that it?
Before I conclude this, no more Donald Trump impersonations. This is my actual voice, everyone.
All
Thank
hail the
you.
Air Force.
If you were wondering, this is my actual voice, and I'm not Donald J. Trump. I'm
Docking
not
Station
African.
is their worst
Wow.
fort.
I
Go
was
get a drink of water, man. That must have been insane.
I'm only the Prince of Nigeria. Uyala woo.
Do you require $9,000 to get you out of jail on my email?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
A
actually,
small
can
loan
you
of
give
$1
me?
million.
Okay, now I'm gonna do my outro. I'm gonna go back to Donald Trump voice, and I'm gonna do my
SCR
outro.
is good because SCR. Frick, I messed up.
Oh,
Never mind.
oh wait, I'm gonna
SCR
try
is great because SCR is good.
Yeah.
Coco Gab. Guys, look at my nickname right now. I'm gonna impersonate Hulk Hogan and end my
Oh, Hulk
podcast.
Hogan.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now,
someone do it.
I'm just ordered food instead.
SCR #1, brother. You're gonna eat,
Brother.
sleep, drink the vitamins, and go to the war. Yeah, SCR #1. Let's fudge them up. We're gonna beat HA. They're a bunch of autistic people. We're gonna win. Okay,
Brother.
podcast
Yeah.
concluded. Thank you everyone for
Oh.
showing up.
Go home.
An amazing record of people. Very amazing.
brother.
Amazing. Also, I want to thank my co-host, Mother Claire. Thank you for
Thank,
showing up.
thank you for having me. Yes.
Thank you for co-hosting, and to everyone who attended my podcast, and to those who left earlier. I want to say
I'm
thank you
back.
for coming to our very first podcast. This is actually in the history of SCR. This is the very first podcast, and it's an honor that I am the first host of the podcast. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Bye.